Meet Maikeru, my brand new main account. After getting an infernal cape on my group Iron Man, then escaping a 2,000 hour death chunk to then be thrown into another one straight after on my extreme 1 chunk Iron Man, I have now decided to up the ante and... nah, I'm just kidding. I've never played a main account on old school ever before, so that's what I want to do. No up in the ante, no playing some crazy game mode yet. I just want to play a main account and have some fun. After completing Dragon Slayer 2 and having fun with Warcraft last episode and upgrading our melee gear to a proper Chad setup now, I wanted to do another big quest this episode in Song of the Elves. But that does mean that I have to get 70 agility, construction and herb lore in order to do Song of the Elves and unlock Prif. So we got some skill grinding to do, and then I'm going to have some fun in Prifdiness and try and make even more money. I think my new goal on this account is to get a mega rare. It's going to take a while, but I'm really enjoying money making and having fun with all of these different methods. So let's get right into this episode. Starting today's video off, AFK fishing while editing the previous episode. There is level 79 fishing and 1,600 total level. I'm probably just going to do barb fishing whenever I need to AFK in order to get 70 agility passively for Prif. Selling off over 5 mil of farming supplies, I now need to spend some money on herb lore because I need to get from 48 to 70 for Prif, so gotta make some potions and lose some money, I guess. One thing that I'll definitely be using for the 70 herb lore grind is Amulet of Chemistries. They have a chance of giving an extra dose when making potions, and that's just going to subsidize a bit of your losses. Figured I'd try my luck starting out with some prayer potions until I unlock some good super potions or something. I've looked up the costs of different potions, and these ones seem pretty good for now until I can move to maybe like super strengths and super restores and stuff like that. So turns out slow buying the Ranar weeds and slow selling the prayer potions once changing them into 4 doses and the extra procs of the Amulet of Chemistry, I profited about 150k making these prayer pots. Profiting and getting okay experience an hour is pretty nice. But now that I'm a little bit higher of a level, I think I'm going to do super restores because I just hit 63. I think they're a tiny bit of a loss, but the experience an hour is going to be way better than prayer potions, so I think the tiny bit of loss is worth it. Level 69 herb lore coming in. Nice. 1 level to go. And there is the final level 70 herb lore for Prif, another skill ticked off. So now all we need is just over 1 agility level and 20 construction levels, and we can go for Prif. 69 agility coming in, AFK barb fishing. It's like 6k agility experience an hour. It's not good, obviously, but it's completely passive, so I'm gonna want to max this account eventually anyway. Why not train some fishing when it's useful? Something that I didn't expect to see was a strength level from barb fishing, though. There is 87 strength and 104 combat coming in. That's actually quite a big level. With this birdhouse right here, that allows me to get 74 hunter, and I can now make magic birdhouses. I always forget that if I want to make the magic birdhouses myself, I need to get my crafting higher, so I can't actually make them yet. I'm actually stuck with you for a little bit longer. Someone did point out on a previous video that I can buy magic birdhouses, but spending the extra money on like a fresh clockwork every time and whatever, it's just not worth it. I'd rather make them myself during the runs, so I'm just going to go get my crafting up because it's useful anyway. One thing that will be super useful going for 75 crafting for the magic birdhouses is this costume needle from the Death on the Isle quest. You just claim the needle from the lady after the quest, and then this needle doesn't need threads, so you save 1 inventory slot, which actually allows you to make an extra dragonhide body every inventory, which is really nice. You start making 9 instead of 8. Before cracking out 75 crafting, I wanted to speak to you about today's sponsor, boot.dev. Boot.dev is a way to learn programming in a more fun manner than traditional online courses. I gave it a go and really enjoyed the way in which you level up and gain achievements and items from completing quests and learning different aspects of programming. As a Runescape player, seeing number go up is good for those dopamine levels, but also as an indicator that I'm making progress on my understanding of coding. You can learn back-end web development from start to finish in languages like Python, JavaScript, and more. You'll learn these in the smartest way with boot.dev, making sure you're never bored so you can actually reach those goals set. Boot.dev helps you learn code just like what you'd be doing on the job, writing a lot of lines of code and building real projects with their assistance. It's free to create an account and demo the interactive features and all courses, so if you go to boot.dev you can try out all of those courses for free. Then if you enjoy the demos you can use my code Maikeru to get 25% off your entire first year if you choose an annual plan. Thank you so much to boot.dev for sponsoring today's video. Let's get back to the crafting. So now I'm just going to make a bunch of green dragonhide bodies. I'm probably going to do green dragonhide bodies all the way to 75 because they're minimal loss. They're actually profit if I was to alch the bodies myself, but I don't really feel like alching right now, so I'm just going to sell the bodies for a small loss. One really neat feature that Jagex added somewhat recently, I've actually not used it on this account until now. In your bank settings menu at the top right of your bank, the little wrench icon, you can lock inventory slots now. So I just lock the new costume needle that I have and that will stay in my inventory. I can take out more dragonhide, make another inventory and rinse and repeat. Makes it a lot more chill and it's a huge quality of life. Level 70 crafting coming in, 5 levels to go for the birdhouses and 1650 total level. Over 50 levels gained this episode already. We are Skiller Man on tour right now. With this last body, there it is, 75 crafting. I can now finally make those magic birdhouses. And those birdhouse runs are going to pop off in terms of nests now. I should get so many. Oh, there it is. I love the look of the magic birdhouses so much. The colors of the magic logs being used on the birdhouses just look amazing. That is awesome. 83 fishing coming in. I'm super close to 70 agility now, so I don't think I'll be getting any more fishing levels than this one, but that's quite a lot of fishing XP in this video so far as well. Checking the health of my first ever redwood tree. Look at this beast of a tree, man. 22.5k farming XP for one tree is so satisfying. And I waited until I had a contract so that I could do 2 birds 1 stone, and I get a hard contract completed with this as well. And obviously I pay 6 dragon fruit for it to be looked after so it doesn't die. I don't want a redwood tree dying after like 2 days of growing. Speaking of farming contracts, 4 in a row right here in my inventory, all hard tier, and they give so many seeds each. See, this one gave 6 snape grass and a hespori seed, for example. They're so good, man. Okay, I lied on the fishing front. I did end up getting 84 fishing before 70 agility. I guess I overestimated, but I'm 5.6k away from 70 agility now, which will take about an hour. An hour has passed. There it is, 70 agility. Now it's just construction for Prif. What I decided to do for construction was mythical cape stands. These are absolutely cracked in terms of GP per XP. They're obviously slightly slower experience an hour than using something that uses like 6 or 8 planks at once. But it uses 3 teak planks and 1 mythical cape, and whenever you get rid of it, it gives you your mythical cape back. But it gives XP for like you using the mythical cape, if that makes sense. So I'm getting way more XP per teak plank than I would be if I was making like a teak table or something. This ends up costing me about 4 mil to get to level 70, which is not bad honestly, because it would have cost me about 7 mil if I did it without the, you know, mythical cape method. So I'm super happy doing this. In the future, when I want a power level, I'll probably stop doing it post 70. But to get to level 70, might as well. It's also like over 300k experience an hour, so it's still fast. It's not slow by any means. Level 60 construction coming in, 10 levels down, 10 levels to go. 66 construction might seem like a random number to you guys, but that's 1675 total. Skyrocketing today. There it is, 70 construction. I am now all statted up for Song of the Elves. I do have some quests to do, but yeah, we're ready, boys. I have 9.6 mil, and I want to get an upgrade for range, so I figured I'd buy a blowpipe. The only downside to the blowpipe is I need 75 range to wield it, which means I need to go AFK from 70 to 75 range. I know it's not the most efficient way to train range by any means, but I want to get some diary tasks done by imbuing like a salve amulet via Nightmare Zone points and stuff like that. So because I want to get those done, I might as well do it while the training is somewhat efficient-ish. One thing I can use right now though, which requires 70 range, is an Avers Assembler with my Vorkath head that I got from last episode, and now we have that awesome looking Assembler. Our range setup is getting there. Once we can wield this blowpipe, we'll be doing pretty good. So I just lower my HP down to 1 obviously with a Dwarven Rock Cake, and then after lowering it to 1 I get a bunch of Absorption Potion added up, so then I only take 1s, and then I just AFK in Nightmare Zone against easy stuff like Count, Check, you know, things that can die easily to the range and lower tier darts. My Tears of Guthix resets. So it was time to collect some more tears. My personal best was 130 last time. I've got a couple more quest points since then. And now the new PB to beat is 145 tears. From level 45.5 to nearly 47 runecrafting. 75 range from the Nightmare Zone. I can now use my blowpipe. Let's put that bad boy on. Oh, that feels so satisfying to use. It's so much better than the darts. Oh, I'm so happy. 94 farming coming in on this herb run. That is insane, I'm not gonna lie. I did this Sergeant Damien Ramden event. Honestly, they're not worth doing. I just kind of like doing them for the XP lamps. Putting that into runecrafting gives me level 47 runecrafting, and I still haven't trained it yet. I did a little bit more AFKing in Nightmare Zone with the blowpipe just to get a bit of a higher range level for, you know, when I actually do proper PVM like the Corrupted Gauntlet. When I unlock Prif, Corrupted Gauntlet can be quite tough with a low range level. So here is level 80 range coming in. That will make the Gauntlet a lot easier, especially when I'm looking to buy Rigor later on as well. 80 range and Rigor makes it very strong in the Corrupted Gauntlet. But now it's time to start questing. I've got to get 3 quests done before Song of the Elves. First one being Roving Elves, complete right there. I get a Crystal Shield from this as well, so not bad. Next up was Morning's End Part 1, and I always get really scared when I shoot these sheep because I don't want to miss my toad. I've only got 1 of each one. First shot. Hit. Yeah, it's good. I'm on my last shot and I haven't missed one yet. So can we be 4 for 4 on this? Please don't move, sheep. Yeah, hit. And we are good. A 4 for 4, 0 misses. Morning's End Part 1 done. 40k thieving and 25k hit points XP is big. And now we can start Morning's End Part 2, I guess. There's also 65 thieving. One huge perk to being a main account is I can buy a catalytic talisman to count as a death talisman and any other catalytic talismans, obviously, so anything that isn't an elemental talisman it counts for. And I can skip that giant list of 50 items needed in Morning's End Part 2, which makes me very happy because that is annoying on an Iron Man. The big test of RNG, can we make it over? No, we can't. Okay, it took me 7 tries. Not the worst, honestly. It could have been way worse than that. I've got to go over it again, though. Oh my goodness. Okay, no. Might take a while. I was on the last one, bro. No way. That's so troll. Alright, I made it over with like 6 attempts that time. Not terrible. Use my catalytic talisman on the death altar. And I get to go in. Oh, yeah, boy. I love being a main account. Morning's End Part 2 done 60k agility XP. Probably didn't need to do as much fishing as I did because that's 10 hours of fishing saved if I just did this. Don't worry, you saw nothing. It's okay, I like fishing. I forgot that Song of the Elves has the handhold things with the books like Morning's End. Oh my goodness. I done Morning's End straight into Song of the Elves. This is not good, man, for my mental health.
Oh shit. Here we go again.
Alright, we made it. It was actually only like 4 attempts. It's okay. I will take it back. I'm happy. Wave-based content in RuneScape has to be my least favourite content. This part of Song of the Elves where you have to defend against the Elven warriors is so annoying. You just have to constantly aggro them so they're attacking you instead of attacking the barrier, and you can't even kill them fast enough because they instantly respawn. Not my favourite part of the quest for sure, but it is what it is. The overall quest is amazing except for this one part. The boss fights in general, like this one, are actually really good. I enjoy the boss fights, especially Seren. Speaking of Seren, my mage gear is pretty bad, so I figured I'd buy Blood Bark because it's super cheap and gives mage bonus. I can also get an Arim's Hood because that's super cheap, so I think I'll get Blood Bark body, legs, boots, and Arim's Hood. Then I can use my barrows, gloves, and stuff. For the weapon, I'm grabbing a trident. That should be more than enough for Seren, and we should be gaming with this setup now. I think I'm over-geared for Seren, honestly. It should be very, very easy and very smooth sailing, especially with this many brews. I should be good. The Seren fight in general is really, really fun. I like that it rinse and repeats the same mechanics over and over again in the same order, so you can prepare for the next one and they get harder as the fight goes on. Pretty fun, pretty well made, and makes Song of the Elves a really good quest just from this fight alone. Managed to get it done without too many issues, still plenty of Saradomin brews and restores left, and there it is, Song of the Elves is done. I have access to Prif and 40k XP in a bunch of different Prif skills. Let's go. The first thing that I'm going to do in Prif is the Corrupted Gauntlet. I did quite a lot of KC on my group Iron Man to get a Boffer, obviously, which is typically the route that everyone takes because of how strong the Boffer is. I have over 400 KC on my group Iron Man, so hopefully I'm not too rusty, especially with the normal gauntlet that you have to do before you can try the Corrupted Gauntlet. I should be able to one and done this, hopefully. Got all my prep done with over 3 minutes left on the clock, which means I would have prepped in time for Corrupted Gauntlet as well, so that is always nice. One thing that I definitely would recommend if you're learning the Gauntlet or Corrupted Gauntlet, get your normal Gauntlet prep time down to like 7 minutes, and then you'll be fine when you go into Corrupted Gauntlet because the prep doesn't change. It's only the Hunlift fight that gets harder, really. Thankfully not too rusty. There is our first KC done. Let's go see what our first loot is. Honestly, not bad. Halberds and a rune plate body is a lot of raw GP in Alps right there. 150k, and then the 6 crystal shards, which are like 10 to 12k each, I think. So over 200k for my first normal gauntlet loot is really good. But now, obviously, it's time for the Corrupted Gauntlet, the one that I'm actually going to farm to try and get that enhanced seed, and maybe even some armor seeds. They're worth like 6 mil each, which is really, really nice, so anything would be good. And then the consistent money from the default loot and the shards, if I turn them into divine potions, I can make a ton of money from those as well. So just every single kill is going to be a couple 100k, and then if I get an item, that is a big, big bonus. Okay, not too rusty. There is the Corrupted Gauntlet completed on the first try. Got the Gauntlet cape and I get to loot again. 11 shards, some rune pickaxes, and 145k cash. That is kind of insane, actually. Man, my kill times are so slow with 11 minutes 45. But hey, I mean, I'm getting kills and that's all that matters. The alcheballs from this boss are just so good. Gauntlet Veteran, meaning I have 4 Corrupted KC and 1 normal KC, 5 total, and I got 3-2-1 Mage, which means I didn't miss any prayer flicks, so we're de-rusting well. Pretty poor loot that time though. There is perfect Corrupted Hunlift. I didn't mess up at all. That's nice, and that was the kill after, so we're doing alright. I'm just going to keep doing some CG and then farm runs between, and yeah, we'll just see what we get. Corrupted Gauntlet Master, 10 KC. Do I get rewarded for it? No. New PB, 10 minutes 21. Not too bad for how bad my stats are, to be fair. Gauntlet Master, 20 KC. I'm only 20 points away from medium combat achievements. The Corrupted Gauntlet ones are quite hard, but I've got quite a lot of normal Gauntlet ones that I can do as well. Like a perfect normal kill, Wolf Puncher, defense doesn't matter. Those ones aren't too bad in the normal Gauntlet. Corrupted Gauntlet I'm probably too low statted, but yeah, maybe we'll get some of those done and get medium combat achievements done. Another Corrupted Gauntlet KC. I get naked for a drop, right? Never lucky, man. Doing some farming contracts between my CG kills. I've got one for snape grass, which means I need to fully harvest the snape grass to complete the farming contract, and it just won't stop harvesting. It's like never ending, man. It finally stopped at 71 snape grass from one plant. That's so good. 25 CGKC now. We're putting in a decent amount of work, honestly. Oh, someone died and had some myth plate legs on the floor. Unlucky. And we got some rune plate legs and 5 rune full helms. I finally found wood. Look at my map. I explored all of this and I finally found enough wood. That's crazy. Oh, the crystal weapon seed. The classic first time seed bait with the collection log pop up. Not an enhanced seed, but still, I'll take the little bit of money. It's like 400k, and that is my first item on the collection log at 33kc. No back to back. Being so close to the medium combat achievements, I figured I'd go ahead and get 2 last ones done in the corrupted gauntlet before moving on to the normal gauntlet and finishing out the medium tier on the normal gauntlet. There is plenty of easy ones to do there. The first corrupted gauntlet one that I wanted to do was the tier 3 prep one where you have to make the perfected armor. This one is quite tough because you do need to get 13 of every resource and a ton of shards in order to make the tier 3 armor. Although the armor is really strong against Hunlift, so I can use less time getting food and then more time focusing on the resources that I need to make the armor. Dude, the Hunlift fight is so chill with tier 3 prep, that's crazy. I'm pretty sure this is how hardcore Iron Men do it normally, and I can see why. Corrupted Warrior is done. There is a master task done. Feels good. I'm 15 points away from the medium tier now, so that's definitely going to be in the bag with these gauntlet achievements. The other corrupted gauntlet achievement I wanted to do is the one where you can't make more than 1 tier 2 or higher weapon. So essentially what this means is you need to make 1 perfected weapon and then do the 5-1 method on Hunlift. So what I mean by the 5-1 method is I hit 5 times with my perfected staff and get high damage from it, and then the 6th hit I force Hunlift to pray either range or melee, whatever it's not praying, by hitting with that style once and then going back to 5 mage and then once of the other style to force it to pray. That way it will never pray mage and I'll get full damage with my tier 3 weapon and not need more than 1 tier 3 weapon. There we go, it's done. Man, I hate that one. Having to count 5 auto attacks every time and then hit once is so tedious. I am not a big fan of that. But Wolf Puncher 2 is done, and that was a Grandmaster task, which is kind of crazy. Back in the normal gauntlet now, I figured I'd get 2 birds 1 stone with this one, and I'd get the 5-1 method and the tier 3 armor in the same kill because I have plenty of time to, prep and whatever. There you go, a nice 9.5 minute prep session. Very fast on that one, yep. You love to see it. 2 combat achievements done at the same time, and that's 8 points. I am 1 point away from the medium tier. In order to get that 1 point, I figured I'd do the normal gauntlet without making any armor at all. Should be doable even with my stats. Defense doesn't matter. Another master achievement. Damn, it's actually pretty good. So many points. And the medium combat achievements are done. I can claim my reward from Gommel. Hello, Mr. Gommel. Give me my reward, please. I'll chuck that lamp into runecrafting, and there is 48 runecrafting. Nice. I also got Gommel's Hilt 2, which is useful for barrows and like God Wars teleports and stuff. Not bad. Doing a cheeky fruit tree run with my papaya trees. There is 95 farming. Selling off a ton of my farming supplies right there. I have 8.6 mil now. It's time to sell off my CG loot and then alch all of my rune items from it as well. And I should get a ton of money from this. 16 mil cash. Look at that. I can buy a Dex prayer scroll, I think. I'm going to leave an offer in for this and see if it buys. There it is. There's the Dexterous prayer scroll. The only issue is I need 74 prayer to use it, which means I need to go train up my prayer a little bit. Just doing the Wildy Altar, honestly, it's really not that bad. If a PKer does find me, I can typically tank him long enough to use the last of my bones before they kill me, so pretty good stuff here. If you're wondering how I do my trips here, instead of like trying to teleport away when I'm done, I just take my gear off and then die with protect item on the Chaos Fanatic. He kills me pretty damn quickly. I just keep the body, legs and shield that I was using and my burning amulet to get back. I run up to the bank in Lumbridge and then just rinse and repeat. 74 prayer, Rigger has been unlocked. I am so happy. Let's learn that scroll, shall we? Learn Rigger. Oh, that's such a powerful prayer, and I didn't even need to farm cocks for it. That feels so good. Figured I'd try out the Rigger prayer scroll doing some more CGs, and there is 40 KC. I might be done for a little bit here, though. One last thing that I can make money from my corrupted gauntlet KC so far are the crystal shards. I can make divine ranging potions at 74 herblore. If I buy botanical pies, these pies boost +4 herblore. So I can boost from 70 to 74 herblore with these pies, use preserve to make myself boost for longer, and then also use those botanist amulets to have a chance of proccing an extra dose. One other thing is I'm not using my Dragon Hunter Lance at the moment and I want to get into raiding, so I'm going to sell my Dragon Hunter Lance and then buy a decent entry level raid setup for all 3 styles. I have decanted my ranging potions to 1 dose, let's see how this goes. Each shard is 10 dust, and 1 dust is 1 potion dose, so that is 4,120 doses of divine ranging. I'm giving it a try to do the 1 doses, but honestly, I don't think it's going to be worth it, because doing this 4,100 times seems like it's going to take forever. If I was doing 3 doses instead of 1 doses, it'd take the 4k down to 1,400, which would be a lot more doable, I think. It's cool that you can proc extra doses with a 1 dose potion into a 2 dose. Maybe good for Iron Men, but not good for me. I managed to slow sell my Dragon Hunter Lance for pretty much what I paid for it, which is quite nice. Now it's time to buy a range setup, a melee setup, and a magic setup with the money that I have. I'm not going to bore you with me buying every single individual piece, so I'm going to buy all of the pieces, and then I'll show you guys what it looks like with every single setup. While my new setups are buying, I'm going to make a bunch of divine ranging potions. I'm just going to do the 3 doses for the chance of them turning into 4 doses. It turns out that I'm profiting about 1,200 GP per dose of a divine ranging potion. So if I was to look at 1 shard breaking down into 10 pieces of dust, that's 10 doses of a potion and 12k GP a shard. Just in 400 shards, I'm going to be making nearly 5 mil, which is pretty damn awesome to me. The last part of my magic setup, I ended up putting a buy offer in for an arcane prayer scroll and some more dragon bones. The reason for this is augury actually requires 77 prayer and it's a higher level than rigor, so I have to go back to the wilderness altar at some point and get 77, I guess. I've bought everything I wanted for now. There's definitely more upgrades I can get, like the Mage Arena 2 cape and stuff, but this is what I'm settling with at the moment. For magic, this feels so good, especially because I've only ever played an Iron Man. Being able to straight up buy a Toxic Trident saves so much Zulrah farming. I have my Occult Necklace, which would be 95 Slayer. I have a Tormented Bracelet, which means I would have to go get a really high crafting level and kill a ton of gorillas and get Monkey Madness 2 done, etc. It's so satisfying to have a setup like this so far. And I need to get 77 prayer to use augury, and then this would be my complete magic setup for now. I can't wield the Fang for my melee setup. Oh, that's tragic, dude. That's so funny. I'm going to have to use my Tentacle Whip for now then, I guess, until 82 attack. I'm 80 attack, so it won't take long. But my melee setup hasn't really changed at all. It is what it was, except for instead of the Dragon Hunter Lance, I'm going to use a Fang. For my range setup, I have full Eclipse now, and I think that will do me pretty well for what I want to kill. I will upgrade to probably Bofur and Crystal Armor eventually, but that is very expensive, so way out of my price range right now. So yeah, that is my 3 setups. Melee is definitely my best setup, I would say, especially once I upgrade this whip into a Fang. But my clan has invited me to do some Chambers of Xeric, good old Cox, so I'm going to head over there with them and hopefully not be too rusty. I have around 350 Cox KC on my group Iron Man, and I actually genuinely enjoy the raid, so it should be quite fun doing raids on this account now that I have somewhat decent baseline stats and gear. Anvil no more, combat achievement done. Cox has a lot of easy combat achievements, so this is probably the first of many. There's another one, dancing with statues. Honestly, it's crazy to me how RuneScape has come so far, and bosses like this really show just how far the game has come. Fighting Ulm and walking the head and stuff, compared to back in the day where even just killing Jad was a challenge and Fire Cape was actually kind of cool when you were a kid, right? And now Inferno Cape exists, Quiver exists, Raids exist, it's so cool. The reason why old school is so successful now, I think, is not just like nostalgia, it's just how well they've improved the game and just really made it so intricate and actually made the bosses fun and engaging. One thing that I did want to mention is I haven't actually spoken about my clan or my Discord in this series yet, and I probably should. I'm going to be PVMing with my clan a lot, whether it's stuff like raids, whether it's easier bosses, even skilling bosses. I'm going to be doing a bunch of things with my clan. The clan also has a clue opening coming up, which will be really fun, so I'm going to be stacking some caskets for that as well, and obviously I'll open up the caskets and record it. Then I can see if I can get any cool clue items on this account and maybe some money as well, and also just have fun with the clan. So if you would like to join the clan and wanted to have some fun, the clan name is RS3 Refugees, because obviously I came from RuneScape 3 and I've had this clan ever since. And in addition to that, feel free to join my Discord. Even if you don't want to join the clan, we chill in the Discord server quite a lot and there's always people chatting, so if you just want to come and chat and have a good time, feel free to join the Discord. The link is in the description or just discord.gg/MaikeruRS. Anyway, let's get back to the video, shall we? First ever Cox KC on this account. And it's a white beam, unlucky. Damn, 452k loot though, dwarf weeds and irrits, I will take that. Second Cox KC on the account, and we got the Undying raid team. Definitely didn't die the first time around, no one did, nope. The loot was a little bit more depressing this time though, under 40k, ouch. Finishing up everyone's favourite room in Cox, the good old crab room, and we get another combat achievement. This one's like so easy, it's just no one getting hit by the little ball thing. Playing with lasers, nice. Already making a dent into hard combat achievements. Honestly, even with this loot being mediocre and still being 168k, we take those. After doing a few Cox with the clan, it was time to get 82 attack, and what better place to do that than the Sulfur Nug was. I need 82 attack to wear the Fang that I bought, right? So I can actually use that at Cox and such. And with this hit, there it is, 82 attack Reno. Not forgetting to trade in the sulfur for runecrafting XP this time round. There is a cheeky runecrafting level. We are up to 49 without training it. Surely we have to get at least 50 before we train it now. Ended up selling all of those divine ranging potions plus some other loot, and I bought some Zolrus Scows for my toxic trident. And we're still sitting at over 9 mil cash, so we're doing pretty well on the GP front. I'm not 100% sure what I'll save up for next, but we'll see. Damn, dragon arrows and death runes, what a cool loot. 200k and another white beam sadly, but hey, I'm enjoying Cox. Definitely not one to take out of context. If you can't tell by now, Cox loot is pretty good. I'm currently getting attacked, but with these last dragon bones, there is 77 prayer. I can use augury now once I learn the scroll that's in my bank, and I don't think I'll be training prayer for a little while now. Let me take my gear off so this guy can kill me. Oh, he stopped attacking me, but he's super low combat. Let me kick him. I'll keep kicking it. Wait, he's actually died. He's got no food. Okay, he ate. I can't attack him! The heck, this guy. Oh, this is a classic PKer over here at the Chaos Altar. Just someone who can't even do anything if you attack him back. Oh, it'd be so fun to just have a anti-PK account here or something. Read the scroll and learn augury. There we go. Look at that. Ooh. It feels so good to be able to buy these. And augury was only 3.5 mil, man. That's just crazy. The last upgrade to my magic setup that I spoke about earlier was the Mage Arena 2 cape. In order to do Mage Arena 2, I need to cast 100 casts of each of the God Staffs in the wilderness. So that's what I'm going to go do now. It's kind of annoying because you have to manually cast it every time, but it's very easy to do and doesn't take long at least. So I'm going to get this done and then I'm going to do Mage Arena 2. I really dislike Mage Arena 2, but we got to get it done for the cape. And with this cast, that is the last spell learnt. So 3 out of 3 done. Honestly, one of my least favorite pieces of content in the game, this Mage Arena 2 cape, and it's not even because it's in the wilderness. Obviously, it being in the wilderness and being multi on like all of the places is very annoying, but I'm just not the biggest fan of the bosses themselves, and also just hurting yourself every time you try and locate the boss is very, very frustrating. But you've only got to do it once on an account, so it is what it is. I'll get it done, and then we'll move on and just forget that I ever did it, and I don't have to complain. Speaking to Collodion, I want to imbue my Zamorak cape because I think that's the nicest looking one, and we are done. Look at that though. It does look sick. I am a big fan of this cape and it makes it worth it. The Varlamore Fletching update comes out tomorrow, and I want to be prepared for it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy a bunch of yew logs and then cut them into yew short bows, and then when I'm 70 Fletching, cut some into yew long bows unstrung. And then I'm also going to buy a few thousand unstrung yew bows and strung yew bows just in case they are better. And even if I don't use them all, I can probably sell them for a profit tomorrow with the hype of the update. At least that's the goal. Level 69 Fletching. Nice. 70 Fletching as well. I can now make yew long bows unstrung after making some of those short bows. Let's get stocked up for tomorrow, shall we? Another useful thing I done for tomorrow was get the Heart of Darkness quest done. I needed to kill this boss, Amoxicliatl. I've never done this before. It's kind of cool. I enjoyed it. I was definitely way over geared for it, but I had a good time. Guess I'll come back here in the future to get the cloggers for it, just to try and green log a bunch of bosses. I think that'll be a fun goal midway through the series or so. Heart of Darkness complete. I actually got a decent amount of XP from that. Not bad. Now that I didn't really have anything to do before tomorrow and I'm waiting for the Fletching update, I'm going to go ahead and do some Scurrius. I figured I could get the combat achievements for Scurrius done and also just get a Scurrius spine and make a weapon and just to have some fun. Kind of get Scurrius complete on this account at least. Scurrius champion coming in. I also got like perfect Scurrius and such done. I think the only thing I need to do now is get a spine and then do the achievement where you kill all 6 rats within 3.6 seconds. So 1 rat a tick, and you need a Scurrius weapon to do that. So let's see how long that takes me. There it is, Scurrius's spine at 35 KC. I'm pretty sure it's a 1 in 35, so that's slap bang on rate, which is pretty awesome. Gonna make the bone mace, because if I go back to Scurrius at any point, if I want to get the pet or something, I think melee would be the most fun for it. Alright, let's get this achievement, shall we? I just need him to actually spawn some rats. This bone mace is absolutely melting him, though. I love it. I got the sit rat achievement for killing Scurrius with a weapon made from a spine. And now I just need to get the achievement of killing 6 rats in 3.6 seconds. I just failed it there because I'm an idiot. Alright, surely we get it this time. Yeah, efficient pest control, 2 points. Lovely. There we are, combat achievements. Scurrius is greened. I'm probably going to try and do that with some more bosses. It's actually quite fun. Okay, the Fletching update has arrived and it's time to have some fun with it on release day. I haven't done a release day update on Old School in a while, especially playing the Chunkman and stuff. This will be fun. I just went to the minigame icon to start the Vale Totems activity. There's a little tutorial that you do and it just tells you how to do it essentially. But there are some extra things that I can give you guys information on that you might not know, that you don't actually fully learn from just a tutorial. Or at least I didn't. The first thing I wanted to test while running around in a loop was if the unstrung bows and the strung bows and shields and whatever all gave the same amount of experience. And it seems like they all give the exact same amount. So if you're a main account like me, easiest way to do it is just to do an unstrung bow because they're going to be way easier and way cheaper to obtain than a strung bow or using 2 logs for a shield, etc. As an Iron Man, if you have a bunch of stuff made in your bank and then you just want to get use out of them, then they're all going to give you the same amount of XP and you can just use whatever you have spare, so it still is really, really good. I was getting around 160,000 experience an hour just with you, and my friends who were using magic were getting over 300k experience an hour, which is just nuts. Another cool thing as well that saves quite a lot of time is you don't have to take your offerings every time it stacks up in front of the totem. I don't know what the cap of the stack would be, but I typically just looted them every like 5 runs or so, and I'd have, you know, like 300, 400 stacked up there, and I'd just claim it all then. The route that you take is actually really awesome, and you have the perfect amount of supplies for it if you do it this way. There is 2 banks, and you'll have to bank twice. If you just follow the green line and go from totem to totem using the agility shortcuts whenever possible, you'll be able to do a full loop and just continuously repeat the loop every single time. You bank twice along the way as well, which allows you to always have 5 logs and 20 of whatever you're giving to the totems, whether it's unstrung bows, shields, whatever. So you have 5 logs and then 20 of the extra items. This is the perfect amount because there's 5 totems between the banks and then 3 totems between the next lot of banks. So as long as you have a full inventory of stuff, you'll never run out. 6,500 of the offerings, that's 65 loots. I'm going to go ahead and open them all up, see if I can get anything. Honestly, the loot is pretty decent. I got a bunch of palm tree seeds, some birds' nests, yew seeds. I didn't get anything big like the knife or anything that you can get from opening these, but even if you don't get them from opening, you get 1 point per 100 offerings, so then you can just buy the knife. It will be 35,000 offerings opened to get 350 points for the knife. Honestly, doesn't take too long, 3-4 hours, and you'll have the knife if you don't actually get it in your loot. I'm going to want to green log this, so I might be here for a little while. I did get the Ent branch though, which is 20 Vale research points saved, but I think the Ent branches are super common. The fact that you don't need stamina pots because you get your run energy back when rebuilding the totems and such is so nice. The last little tip I have to give is when the Ents are walking around, they will put down 2 little plants on the pathway. So when you're running between totems, watch out for these 2 plants, step on both of them, and then the Ent will leave you more offerings during its next totem visit. So you'll get more Vale offerings from stepping on these. So definitely watch out for those. Another just over 5,000 offerings to open. Do I get anything? Yo, I got the knife and the mask. I'm nearly done with my Vale totems already then. I just need the bowstring spool, which I can buy. The knife speeds up building the totems, which is epic. That feels so good building the totems so quick. Another nearly 5,000 offerings to open. This will get me close to enough points to get the spool, but, you know, I might spoon it in the loot. Let's take a look. No way, dude. There's no way I got the spool. Right at the end again, man. Oh, that's so good. I am so spooned here. That is crazy. I'm done. 4 out of 4 Vale totems, and honestly, I've only been here for like 3 hours, if that. That's great. I only had 167 points. I didn't even have enough points to buy any of the items, but I've got them all in my loot. That's crazy. I'm definitely going to come back here to train my Fletching in the future though, but I'm green logged for now. Oh, that's pretty cool. You do actually notice the difference fletching those logs 1 tick faster. This one, on the other hand, is absolutely epic. Being able to string 27 bows in an inventory without having to bank is amazing. The 14-14 and banking constantly made stringing a nightmare, but now it's actually feeling good. Another really cool use of the knife is that it actually speeds up fletching in Wintertodt. I know what you're thinking, why fletch? But if you did choose to fletch in Wintertodt, then this knife will speed it up nicely. If you take a look in my inventory right here, the stuff is fletching quite a lot faster than it normally is. And fletching in Wintertodt is normally pretty slow, so doing it faster will amount for quite a lot more points. Alright, I got 1 quick kill, which was 2 reward points. Let's quickly spoon this Phoenix pet, shall we? Bro, I got 3 Snapdragon seeds and a magic tree seed in my 2 loots. In my 1 Wintertodt KC. 273k in 1 kill for fun. Oh my. One thing that people brought up in the comments in my previous video that I completely forgot about, to be honest, is the fact that I can just buy a rune pouch. I don't have to do last man standing or slayer or whatever for a rune pouch. I can just buy one for about 4.5 mil. So that's what I'm going to do right here, and I want to AFK a little bit of Mage to get 82 magic to be able to do Magic Imbue. That will allow me to do Guardians of the Rift pretty effectively with combo runes. I figured I'd go ahead and try and AFK with the Twin Flame Staff in Nightmare Zone and just see if it's any good XP. The issue with the Twin Flame Staff is you don't get XP for the second hit, so I think the XP is going to be pretty garbage, and I'll do something else if it is not good. I just want something that's super AFK and an easy way to train magic, but this probably won't be it. We'll see. Yeah, so my experience an hour here has been 60k. Yes, it's super AFK, but 60k experience an hour is just not it. I've opted to go ahead and do bandits for my 100% AFK method. I can AFK for 30 minutes, and I wanted something really AFK so I can literally like get up away from the computer and then come back in 20 minutes time just to make sure I don't lobby. Bandits are definitely that, and if you use blood spells, it's a bit more expensive per cast, but it means that you don't have to worry about keeping up your prayer or anything like that. It's just 100% upkept by just dealing damage and healing. This is pretty awesome. It will be quite costly, so I'm not going to do it much. I'm just going to get 1.5 magic levels to get to 82 like I said, and then I'll stop. I'm currently just spring cleaning the house, and I come back and this guy's crashing me, man. I've just been chilling here the whole time. I'm guessing this guy's just been crashing me. It's so annoying. It just ruins both of our experience rates. Crashes are the worst. I hate them so much. Honestly, didn't take long at all, only a few hours, and we are now 82 magic. I can now cast Magic Imbue for Guardians of the Rift, which I will do next episode. I think that's a good place to leave it this episode. One amazing thing though before I go is that I can use other people's houses to change my spellbook to Luna's for Guardians of the Rift. World 330 with people's houses open has carried this account so much. Thank you so much for watching. The gains are on the screen right here if you're interested in them. Managed to gain 150 total levels, which was 15.5 million experience, which is quite nice. Really rounding out the account very, very well. The only skill we have under 60 now is runecrafting, and we're starting that next episode. This whole video in terms of gains was 187 hours, and I gained 24 mil bank value. Although I did gain 2 prayer scrolls, level up herblore and construction and stuff, so I spent a decent amount of money in this episode as well as gaining. So overall I probably gained 50 to 60 mil this episode. And special thanks to the channel members. You're on screen here. Thank you so much for helping me continue to do full-time content creation, and you can join for as little as £1 by clicking the join button down below. And as always, until next time, see ya.